Hello again, Hot Wheels fans. So I was on the fence about buying this one, but I figured what the heck. I'm gonna do another wheel project with this guy. So this is the 1964 Chevy Nova Panel. It is also called the Chevy 2, I suppose, according to the internet. And apparently this is the first generation that was sold between 1962 and 1965. And the reason why this car existed, it was going to, its main competition it was aiming for was the Ford Falcon, which was obviously a pretty popular car. It was supposedly the fastest development time in GM's history, just 18 months from the green light to make a new car until it was actually ready to be sold. So that's interesting. It was supposed to be a simple back to basics car, so that's why it was pretty quick in its development. It was also supposed to be the first car post World War II with a 4-cylinder engine. It was a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. You could also get inline 6s and then later on V8s. In fact, in 1964, which is this model here that Hot Wheels is supposed to be duplicating, it had a 4.6 liter 200 horsepower V8. And then even in 1965, it was considered to become a muscle car, muscle car where it had a 5.4 liter V8 making 300 horsepower. Oddly, the competition of this car was mostly within GM itself now. The Chevy Chevelle and then the Pontiac GTO, which it shared the same X-body platform with, were cutting into the sales of the Nova. So I guess the money was still kept within GM, but there's just different brands. So I guess that's it really. In fact, one thing I do want to think about though is the scale of this thing. I found out that this thing is 4670 millimeters. So I'm just pulling out my calculator here, 4670. Then I got my calipers here, zeroed out. So we got 76.6. So it's on the large side, right? It's around 161 scale. Okay, that's too bad. Okay. Alright, well, besides the scale, let's just take a look at the casting here and see how it looks. I was noticing on the very first side there's a contaminant there in the paint, which is too bad. But the paint itself is pretty neat. It's a really fine metallic sky blue. So, and then it's got some silver here in the door panel and a nice, I guess it's supposed to indicate like chrome or something. This white line here along the side of the body. And then a little recess here for this these styling vents here. There's two of them above and below that line. And then also here some ribbing here. Okay, so that's good. And then there's some sort of badging there. I'm not sure if it's legible though. Let's see if we can focus in. I guess it's the engine size. I can't read it though. Probably the cubic inch displacement. Okay, look at those wheels. They're alright. They're not so bad being chromed wheels, but I can still see the axles. So I thought this might be an interesting 3D wheel project. I'm not sure what kind of wheels I'm going to do though. Maybe the ones in the photo. Okay, well anyways, let's go around to the back here. Yeah, we got some white paint, and then the taillights are nicely printed or painted, whatever you want to call that. So that's nice. Alright, and no indication of where the license plate would go. That's interesting. I guess this is a customized car. Alright, so this side, what's this badging on the back there? Can't make it out. The camera doesn't want to focus on it. If anyone knows what that says, it'd be great to know. I don't know. It is on that side as well. I can't make it out. No idea. Okay, so anyways, it pretty much seems the same on this side. Just no contaminant on this side, so that's nice. It's interesting, this stripe here on the side. It might be hard to tell, but it's like, it seems like it's silver up until this point, and then after that it's white. It's really interesting. It's like solid silver, and then here there's a tiny outline of silver, and in the middle it's white. That's what I'm seeing with the naked eye. So that's a really cool printing effort by Hot Wheels there. Such a thin border of silver. Okay, sorry, I'm not sure if the camera's being good here. It's such a shiny car, it's having a hard time focusing. Okay, well, nice ribbing here behind the hood here. A little speck of junk in there. A little silver paint here along the center line. That's nice. And this is the part that made me wonder if I should get this model. For some reason, I just don't like the look of this. You know, the metal casting. It's just too... something's off about it. I'm gonna probably try to add some black paint wash, and maybe that'll dull it down and make it look a little real better. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I understand what they're doing because it's a chrome grille on the real car. It makes sense that all of this would be metal as part of the base plate here. But for some reason, it just doesn't look very attractive to me. It looks kind of like a cheap Hot Wheels. But everything but that side, everything else looks really nice. It definitely looks like a premium Hot Wheels for sure. Unfortunately, this black thing, I'm not sure if that's a permanent stain or what. It's not coming off. And then we got this white paint here. It's not the smoothest application. And it's right here, I'm not sure if you'll notice, but there's some vertical streaks running through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a really faint detail, but yeah, I imagine maybe the car would have some sort of ribbing up there for strength. So it's very faint, but it is there, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so the interior here, it seems to be like a white color and typical kind of a lame molding. In fact, they're probably the lamest interiors I've seen of the brands here, although I don't have any Matchbox cars yet, so we'll have to see how those compare whenever I decide to get some of those. Alright, so this mold was made in 2014, so originally designed back then. It's pretty old. Yeah, metal base and all that stuff. Got the rubber texture on the tires, looks pretty good. And yeah, I guess it's pretty good for the money. So I just wish it was a little bit smaller because it's quite overscaled. So okay, well, give me a second and we'll see what happens here about the wheels I decide to do. Okay, and so I'm back here, and this time around, instead of printing all new wheels, I ended up just making hubcaps like the real car. So you'll see there's some tiny ridges in there, and basically you preserve the chrome lip of the original, you know, wheels that come from Hot Wheels, and then you're just popping in this thing. So let's take a, well, I do have to say before I compare the photos of the real car, I did try painting it chrome and black, but it just doesn't look nice. So I ended up, you know, just stripping it and having silver with a little red SS there in the middle. Okay, so here's a car with these wheels on it. Well, actually, let's go to this one. Those are the hubcaps I was going for. So basically, I just printed everything except for the chrome lip, which is already on the Hot Wheels car itself. So I'm not sure if, let's see if I can focus on the wheel there, and you can see the photo. Maybe not. It's just a shadow, but then the photo goes out of focus. So sorry. Anyways, that's as good as I can get it. So this car here. It's not the best photograph. There aren't many photographs of panel vans, and then there aren't many photographs of wagons even with these hubcaps on it, but I think it looks somewhat similar. At least they're easy, you know. You can just glue them into the original wheels here, the Real Rider things. Okay, so, okay, well, yeah, I'm still on the fence whether or not this is it's a good model for sure. It's just that the Hot Wheels premiums, a lot of them I think I just like more than this one. I like the Volvo more, I like the GNX more, I like the Alpha GTA, that one's really cool. The BMW 2002. I don't know, I suppose I just gravitate more towards European cars because, you know, growing up in the US, they're just rarer, I suppose. But I definitely, you know, still appreciate it. You know, American branded vehicles. I appreciate actually almost all vehicles. In case you haven't seen my other videos, I have a pretty eclectic collection of anything from a, pickup truck to an F1 car. So okay, I'm rambling on, so I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next mod.